Welcome back to Iconic Seasons. I'm your host, Aaron Meyer. Today, we're exploring one of sports' most captivating themes, the chemistry of youth. That magical moment when young players discover they're better together than apart. And the heartbreak when the magic slips away. We'll journey back to 1977 when the Portland Trail Blazers became the youngest team ever to win an NBA championship. And we'll examine today's Oklahoma City Thunder, a young team that might just rewrite the playbook. This is a story of synergy and fracture. Let's get started.
Here's McGinnis. Lucas comes out. McGinnis for the tie. It's off. It's over.
Picture this, Portland, Oregon, 1977. A city that has never tasted championship glory. A small city at this time. A team so young, so hungry, so perfectly in sync. Bill Walton, their towering center, is just 24 years old. Maurice Lucas, the enforcer, we'll talk more about that later, is 25. Lionel Hollins, the steady point guard, 23. Bob Gross, their versatile forward, was 23 as well. Johnny Davis was barely old enough to drink at 21, and their veteran was 26. They didn't just play basketball, they played beautiful basketball, unselfish, trusting, full of joy. Every pass had purpose, every screen had meaning. Each victory belonged to them and the city that they dwelled in. The city of Portland fell in love. This stat blew my mind when I found it. 96% of Oregon televisions tuned in for the final game. Think about that. 96% of anything in any state today. The unanimity, the togetherness that they must have felt must have been incredible. Almost 250,000 people filled the downtown of Portland to celebrate. It wasn't just a championship, it was a love story.
I want our team captain, who has been such a great force for us, not only on the playing floor, but in his leadership and in his communication and everything with me. I've never coached a better player, I've never coached a better competitor, and I've never coached a better person than Bill Walton.
Bill.
I really had nothing to say.
Aren't you happy?
It was a good game. It was a good game, and you know the 76ers are one of the best teams I've ever played against, and I'm real happy.
After that championship, the word was everywhere. Dynasty. I see some parallels already with the Oklahoma City Thunder. You can't help when you have a team this young, this talented, this together, but project forward into the unknown and assume almost that it will become more than what it is currently. But maybe you miss out on enjoying what it is in the moment a little bit too. Certainly after they won this championship, it felt like the beginning of something special, something lasting. But there's something that I know about magic. It's beautiful, it's powerful, and it's fragile and fleeting. The cracks started small. Actually, you could only see them with an x-ray. It was Bill Walton's feet.
Basketball been a bitter experience for you?
No. I enjoy what I do, and I enjoy the people I do it with. And just unfortunate that I had this injury that prohibited me from playing, most of this season. Hopefully this will do the trick, and I'll be able to come back strong and have a good year next year.
Those same feet that had carried him to greatness began to betray him. Stress fractures, bone spurs, constant pain. The team's heartbeat grew irregular. Maurice Lucas found himself in contract disputes, and the harmony that had been so perfect began to wobble. Trust, that most sacred ingredient, started to erode. I've learned a lot about trust and thought more about it recently, how ineffable a quality it is, but how important it is in so many aspects of life, and how important it is to work at capturing it, maintaining it, and building on it. And I think the best teams, they usually refer to it as continuity. I hear that word more often. But really what I think they're talking about is trust, quality that you can't capture. It's so interesting. Again, they're starting to see with athleticism in the draft that even if you have the highest markers or can do certain things that other players can't do, there is a combination of skills that makes for a great basketball player. The best players in the league aren't always the best athletes, definitely aren't the fastest, and they have certain qualities that are difficult to capture outside of watching them play. What happened with the Trailblazers could be seen on the court as well. Players who once moved as one in unison started to question each other's commitment. I talked about the injuries to Walton, and Portland's front office too made choices. They cut Herm Gilliam, a steady veteran presence, and each decision changed this chemistry. It changed the soul. Soon the unthinkable happened. Bill Walton wanted out. The core splintered and the magic disappeared. Let's fast forward to today. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Another small market, another young team, another chance at magic.
Displacement, they yell. I told people after game 5 here, I think it's the loudest basketball arena I've ever been in. That moment after we hit the second 3 and then get the defensive rebound, go up 6, and Shai gets fouled, and then this place was like deafening how loud it was.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, just 26 years old and right at the start of his prime. Chet Holmgren, almost a rookie with a veteran poise. And Jalen Williams, versatile, selfless, and hungry. I'm fascinated by Williams, especially his potential to go forward. He's already all NBA. He has this steady presence that I think will be really interesting for this team going forward. Will he be willing to accept that secondary role? Will there be any friction between him and Chet as to who's the second best player? Will he get close enough to Shai that he thinks he's the best player, but will be willing to accept a little less limelight because Shai's established himself? They share the ball like Portland did. They trust each other right now like Portland did. And they're obviously beloved to their city, just like Portland was. Here's what may be different. Oklahoma City's front office has had a chance to study history, watch the Portland tapes, understand what went wrong. They manage their players' minutes. They nurture roles. They are shielding their players from pressure. They had Chet sit out a whole year, just making sure that he got healthy. They're trying to protect the magic. But the tests inevitably come. The same test that broke Portland's dream will be placed in the road in front of the Oklahoma City Thunder at some point.
Our chemistry it keeps getting better. We always enjoy sharing the court together.
It's definitely special. Not every team is like this.
We've already talked about the contracts that have come due, and they paid their core. It'll be interesting, the guys around the periphery, because, of course, one guy doesn't make a team, but even 3 guys don't make a team. Will the other players in 2 years, or the new players that they have to bring in as the players that they have right now, become too expensive for this team? Hartenstein, obviously, will be gone in a couple of years. And there's just some other younger guys, Wiggins, and a few of their role players right now who are probably too good. Even Lou Dort will probably be gone. They're just too expensive to keep around. And other teams are certainly going to try and poach the talent. They've developed all this talent. They're going to tell these guys, like, you're going to have a better role. You'll be the man on this team, or certainly one of the best guys. And it's going to bleed them out a little bit. Of course, the recognition brings ego, and there's injuries that always come up in the NBA. You hope not, and maybe they'll get lucky in that area, but it is just that, it's lucky. This is where the part I was talking about with the trust and chemistry will be challenged. It seems so natural right now. These guys have come up together, drafted by the same team. It's going to be challenged, though. It's going to be tested. And eventually it'll be stressed to its breaking point. And the question is, when these tests come, will they pass them? Will they be able to overcome the obstacles in front of them? Or will they be just the latest story of team breaking apart? What does that mean for us? Well, we watch and we hope. I hope that Oklahoma City can be what Portland couldn't. I love cheering for, or against in this case, a dynasty. I hope that this young team learns from history instead of repeating it. But I also recognize the truth that chemistry is fragile, magic is rare, and keeping a young team together in the NBA is harder than ever. Bobby Knight asked this question in 1978 after that magical season. Is it even possible anymore? Nearly 50 years later, we're still searching for the answer, and we're watching it unfold in real time in Oklahoma City. Thank you for joining me for Iconic Seasons. If this episode moved you, please subscribe, share, leave us a review. We're on YouTube too. If you prefer to listen or watch the podcast on there, you're welcome to do that. It's at Iconic Seasons. In the next episode, we're going to look at the coach's dilemma. Jack Ramsey's struggle to adapt his structured system to a team that wanted to be more freelance. And that compares to the current setup. Mark Daigneault has that player-empowered, flexible schemes. How he has to control certain situations while at the same time giving so much flexibility to his stars. The evolution of coaching and leadership in the NBA. Remember, the best stories aren't just about winning. They're about the bonds that make winning possible. Until next time, remember, keep your dribble low, your eyes up.